5 settings on the DJI RC2 that you might not be familiar with or might not know about, and that's what today's video is all about. Let's do this. So hello and welcome once again to the channel on this very fine day here in the UK. A little bit cold, but the snow has disappeared, hence the winter flying video last week for you all. So as I said, today's video is all about the DJI RC2 and not the DJI RC, which is this little fella over here. So I did a video about a year ago all about the settings on the DJI RC, and I thought I'd do an updated version of the video today on this one, the RC2. There's some slight subtle changes to some of the settings which I'm going to go through with you. Let's get straight into the video and see what it's all about. So setting number 1, camera autofocus. That's this button just here. Look into this little clip. You can see just here, if you tap on the screen, that will set the autofocus, but only in the center of the video frame itself. If you want to focus elsewhere, then you need to tap, as I'm doing just here, and that will move the focus point to a different location on the screen. So setting number 2 is a single swipe down on the top of the DJI RC2 will reveal some hidden icons, and these are like time, whether you've got an SD card installed, the battery indicator, and what your Wi-Fi is showing you at the same time. So swiping down twice, that will bring on your quick settings screen, and as you can see, I am actually doing a screen recording to show you guys what's actually happening. If we hit the cog, that will take us to your network, connected devices, storage, compass calibration and system settings. Should you need to do a calibration on your RC2, that's how you do it. Mine's showing normal, so we don't need to do that. Clicking onto storage, you've got two options. You've got your internal shared storage, where you can see your photos and your videos. If there's anything stored on there, a couple of images. Swiping back, going back into Android, this will display your SD card and how much is left on it. And since the last update, the last firmware update, we can actually now go into profile, go into settings, click into storage, and as you can see, mine's set to SD card, and you can choose either or. Now you can either store it on internal storage and switch it, and that's now switched. And then once you select the SD card and you switch it once again, that will migrate anything that's on your internal storage to your SD card. When the SD card is selected, as it is now, all your screen recordings and your screenshots will be stored on your SD card, so you can just pop out the SD card and drag them onto your desktop on your PC or your Mac. Going back into the settings, we have a mute function here. That will take away any of your unwanted
point updated
audio prompts when you're flying, except for critical battery warnings. You can actually, by using the slider, pull your volume up and down, as you can see just here. Taking a screenshot, that will do a screenshot of whatever you're taking a screenshot of at the time. That will be stored on the SD card now. Back into the settings. Now, I have seen on forums that when you plug a microphone, especially the DJI mic, as I'm using just here, when we double scroll down, you'll get a message saying unsupported DJI USB drive. Now you can totally ignore this, because what it's doing is it's saying that it's seeing the device as a USB drive. I think this is a bug in the system from DJI,
but I can confirm that USB mics do work by plugging them in.
One thing that you used to get on the DJI RC, which is this one, when you plugged in any microphone, if you scrolled down once, you would see an icon that was telling you that the microphone was actually installed and plugged in. What you get now is you get that little red icon saying that it's actually recording. So just a point of view, if you are doing screen recordings and you want to add audio to them, just ignore that message that comes in the double swipe down menu just there, as you can see. Another little tip I'll show you is if you swipe down once, you can see all your icons as you see on the screen. What you can also do is swipe up from the bottom. If you swipe up from the bottom, you get exactly the same as you would if you swipe down. Just a little tip for you. Another little tip is if you want to turn off the screen whilst you're flying, why you would, I do not know, but if you're wanting to go into what's called standby mode, then if you press the power button once, as you can see, the screen goes off, and if you press the power button once again, the screen will come back on. So maybe if you're just changing a battery on your drone, or you're changing a propeller, and you don't want to turn off the RC just by hitting that button once, then that will just knock the screen off and save you a little bit of battery. And the last tip number 5, is setting up a hotspot. I still get asked the question about setting up a hotspot on the DJI RC and the DJI, the later one, the RC2. Setting up a hotspot, it's quite simple to set up. If you just scroll down twice and you click and hold the Wi-Fi button, that will bring you to your Wi-Fi settings. As you can see, it's connected to my home BT hub at the moment. But what you can do is go to Saved Networks, and what I do is I've saved my iPhone that I use as a saved network. And if you click onto the iPhone, it's telling me it's disconnected because it's in the other room at the moment. So I'm in the studio. But what you would do, you would open your phone up, set up your Wi-Fi, as you can see in this little clip just here. Quite simple really. All you need to do is go into settings, personal hotspot, set up your hotspot, give yourself a password, make sure it's turned on, and then come back to your RC, and then as long as it's in range, you'll see the connect button as I've just showed you in that little clip just there. So there we go, just a few tips for you about the DJI RC2, few settings that you might not have known about, and hope you've got something out of the video. If you have, don't forget, give us the old thumbs up, and if you're new around here, why don't you consider subscribing, dinging the dong and all the rest of it that goes with it. And you might like to watch these couple of videos over here that I've chosen for you, and if you do, I shall see you over there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.